Okay. So as I mentioned, there is a missing link. Like you can have habits and systems, but still people are not successful even after the habits and the systems. And you can have your affirmations and things like that. What do you think would be the reason for that? Like you have your goal, you have your plan, you have set up like every day I'm gonna wake up at whatever this time, and this is how much I'm gonna take time to do my daily activities. Then I'm gonna do this, and so on and so forth. You have everything marked out. You have your habits set, you have your system set, you have your goals set, you have your plan set, but still people are not successful. What is the missing link then? What is it that is missing that would make you successful? What do you think that is?
Um, I,
Dedication.
dedication is what I was going to say too, because being an athlete, when I was in high school and first college, um, we learned the 4 Ds, and dedication was one of them.
What were the other three Ds? I'm just curious. What were the other Ds?
There's desire, dedication, determination, and then your willingness to demand of yourself.
Okay. Um, those are good, and they actually there is something that comes before that. So anyway, there was somebody else that wanted to say something. Okay, so
I think continuous motivation, like people will start and have this plan, but as soon as the plan starts to not go the way you want it to go, or you don't see the results as quickly as you want to, like for instance working out, then people start getting deterred and quit.
okay, that's good. That's good. And for you to be determined, for you to get that motivation, there's actually something else that comes before that. Anyone else?
Is it commitment?
Commitment, okay, that's good. And there is something else that comes before that.
Oh, before
They're
that.
giving good answers, and you will get it if you just go a step before that.
Discipline.
Discipline, that's good too. And there is a step before that. Okay, so
An actual plan.
I'm sorry.
I said an actual plan, like a goal, an actual
Yes.
goal.
Yes, that's good. And and something even before that. So I did mention, but that's a good point too. Like you have your plan, you have your goal, you have your system, you have your habit, you have your discipline, everything is there. But and you keep doing it for a week or so, and then you slack off, and then you're not doing it anymore. Right? So there has to be something else that has
A
to
vision?
be vision.
Is
That's good. That's good.
No.
You are real close. You're real,
Habit.
I'm
You
sorry?
have habits.
Habit,
You
habit
form
is
it.
good too. Habit is good too, and we need to look before that.
Ambitions.
Okay, that's good too. And you guys are real close, really close.
Is it
So like
accountability?
accountability, okay, that's good too. You guys are coming real close to the answer. So I'll tell you
Is it attainability?
okay, you again, you're close to the answer, but not quite there. But this is good discussion. So before I tell you the answer, I'm going to tell you a short story. Okay, so so I knew a lady, so it's a good friend, and so she had kids, and then she lost a whole bunch of weight. And I said, "How did you do that?" And she ran a marathon and all that. Before that, before having kids, she struggled with weight and all that, and then she had kids, so she had more weight and to lose, and then all of a sudden now she has this amazing physique, and she's running marathon and all that. And I asked her, what changed? How did you go from that to this person? she said, every time I looked in the mirror, I didn't see myself. I saw somebody else. And then I decided, well, who am I? What's my identity? Who do I look like? And then she said that this is who I am, meaning how do I see myself, or how do I really want to see myself is somebody with, these many pounds and things like that. So then she started like a plan, like she would eat, only like 100 calories a day, really strenuous. She did, went to extreme. I would not recommend any of you to do that. And that's how she was able to lose weight. But before her plan came her identity. If you see yourself as a successful millionaire, billionaire, then all of that, whatever plan, habit, and everything will come together. Like even if it's raining and let's say you will not come up with an excuse. Let's say you want to be healthy and for whatever reason you're super busy, but you feel like, oh, the only time I have is at 2 o'clock at midnight. Guess what? You're going to get up, at least you're going to, work out a little bit, you're going to stretch, or you're going to do something rather than coming up with an excuse. So who do you see yourself? What is your identity? If you have, and again, create your identities for work, for personal situation, for relationships, for anything, whatever it is, create your identity. Who are you? So let's say if you see yourself as a good parent, then what does a good parent do? Come up with the plans based on your identity, because that is who you are. You don't have to pretend. When you come up with habits and systems and vision and goal and plan minus who you are, then guess what? Those things kind of look like fake. Like, okay, I have to do this. It is a chore. But when you have that identity, so that's how the Olympic athletes, that's why they were able to get so many, like if you look at, what's his name? Michael Phelps. You know how many gold medals he won? I think it's like 22 or 25, something like that, gold medals, and total like 27, 28 Olympic medals. And he was interviewed one time and he said, I am this, I am a swimmer, I'm the greatest swimmer. So anything that I do, and he did some cup therapy and all that. So he continuously improves himself. So if you look at him, like physically speaking, there are a lot of people that are as capable or more capable than him, but they don't see themselves as the gold medal winning Olympic athlete, that the best in the world. So he sees himself as the best, and then he says, what can I do to remain the best or even beat my own records? So you have to have your own identity. Who do you see yourself? You see yourself as a person that is really successful, has their own whatever fashion brand, their name on big billboards and all that. You see yourself, then guess what? Nothing will look like a chore. Everything will be like, yeah, that's who I am. Like, I didn't get time during the day. I get up at 3 o'clock, I do it, I do that thing, then I go back to sleep. Okay. So think about who are you inside. When there is a conflict between who are you inside and the systems and the habits and everything you put in place, guess what? Your inner person will always win that struggle. If inside you feel like, I'm okay, why do I want to be more successful? I'm totally fine. Whatever I'm doing, it's paying the bills. I get to watch my Netflix and all that. All right. But somebody said it, so I'm going to make this habit, systems, and all that. Guess what? There is that conflict. So it's not going to work. But if you yourself know that you are the successful person, then the TV, Netflix, and all that will take a back seat. And whatever system habits you put in place, you'll do it without any excuse. Okay, so didn't want to make it too long. Just the simple thing is sit down and think about who are you as a person, and that too in different contexts, relationships, career, spiritual, whatever it is. If you have a hobby or something, whatever it is. Why is it that we spend more time on our hobbies? Because we enjoy it. But if you dig deeper, you'll see that somehow you see yourself. Like, let's say your hobby is, and by the way, if anybody wants, you could see Yeah, you can see, the Saturn and the Jupiter coming together around 14th and 15th. There's new moon, meaning there's zero moon, so there's not going to be, light. So you can see the meteor shower, things like that. I drive miles and miles to do that, even though there could be other things, because that thing takes priority over other things. And plus, I get peace of mind doing that. So if you see yourself doing that, like one time I drove like 10 and a half hours to Big Bend National Park to watch stars, galaxies, because I enjoy that. It gives me peace of mind. So it's like, who are you? That will always trump whatever systems, habits you put in place. And again, who you are also changes based on what the thing is. Like, you are not the same person when you're playing with your kids or when you're with your spouse versus when you're in an office setting. So define those things and everything will become a lot easier. And you may even uncover different things. You may say, you know what, I mean, I just became an accountant for this, but I really want to do something else. So, uh, but if that does come up, be mindful that you have bills to pay. Make sure you are aware of those things, and then act accordingly. Okay. So the missing link is actually who is inside you, because that is the one that is driving everything. Because that's the one that is going to tell you, we can do it tomorrow. It can wait. But the inside you, whatever it is, that's the one that is actually going to be driving, or it's the one that is usually driving everything. So any questions about that or anything else that we talked? So let me break down the process. Think about who are you, okay, in whatever context it is. That would be step number one. As step number two, based on that, then come up with your habits and systems that are in line with who you are. Then you'll realize that those habit systems, they work a lot better and they don't seem as a chore. They don't seem like, you have to do it. It's like, yeah, I want to do it because that's who I am, right? If you see yourself like, with a great body in the mirror, that's who you are, then you'll be like, okay, what do I need to do? Do I need to work out differently? Do I need to do it at this angle, that angle? You'll automatically come up with ways to make it so that, you're able to achieve your goal. And also, like you saw in multiple videos, if you create a habit, like, you chalk out certain amount of time, and some of you are better doing it on a weekly basis, some of you are better doing it on a daily basis. Whatever works for you, make sure you come up with habits and systems to work towards your to work towards it as a perpetual goal, not as just a one-time thing. Okay, any questions, comments? Linda has mentioned in the chat, all religions and philosophies warn against complacency. That's true. And again, just dig deeper into who you are. If you're happy being complacent, then you'll be unhappy chasing things that are not you. If just be completely honest with you. If you say that I have this job, I make this much money, I'm totally happy with it, I don't have any ambition to grow or anything like that, that's fine. Okay, do the things that maintain your lifestyle. Completely fine with that. Just be honest with yourself. You don't have to do things because people are telling you to do those things. Okay. And you'll notice that whenever there's friction between who you are and what it is that you are achieving or you want to achieve, then you won't even be happy when you achieve that, because that's not who you are. Okay. Yes, Linda.
I think during this time, while we're in this very dire situation of a pandemic versus economic and what companies will allow hiring, others are laying off, I think that can cause people to go into complacency because they give up.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't feel that they almost feel like they don't deserve anything since things are not working out for them.
Mhm.
So I think a lot of times that's what it really means about complacency, is that
Absolutely.
one,
Absolutely. Yeah.
do you really want to give up? You know, do you really want to not try?
Mhm.
So that's where I'm coming from, is that if you get in that situation to where you feel that, you know, I've tried everything possible, I've talked to everybody, I've sent my resume to thousands of people, why am I not being hired? And then all of a sudden they say, well, I guess I'm just not qualified, or nobody wants me. And so someone will say, I'm just going to give up.
Yeah.
And they just become complacent with that. They accept it. And
Sure.
that's not a good thing to be.
Absolutely. And also, Linda, you bring up a good point. And sometimes it may not even be your qualification. It could be there is a certain bias towards whatever, older people or people of certain background or whatever it is, you know, those things do exist, you know, you in real life, you know, like you go out, it could be sunny, it could be raining, it could be snowing, whatever it is, you know, things do happen. So a person that is making that, or I mean, again, I'm not saying it's an excuse, but if a person is preparing themselves to be above and beyond that, then those excuses just fall away. And I'm looking at you as an elite group of people. Like, you're doing MBA, so you're already better than what, 75% of the people or more, probably, because I don't know what the statistics are, but the number of people that go to the master's degree is probably only 25, 30%, something like that. So you're already better than the rest of the population. So I'm actually saying this to you as an elite audience, that anything that might be able to derail you, try to build yourself up so that it's not even a factor. Like, even though they are not looking to hire a woman or somebody that is older or whatever it is, your skills are so awesome that they don't have a choice but to make an exception and say, you know, I want this person because this person is so amazing and so awesome. I definitely want to hire. So build yourself to a point where people actually come up with an excuse to hire you rather than coming up with an excuse not to hire you. Because at the end of the day, excuses are that we have already made up our mind, and then we come up with a reason why we don't want to do something or why we want to do something. So Linda, yes, you definitely bring up a good point. You definitely need to, you know, if you want to, again, it's totally up to you. You want to improve yourself, then make sure you do the things that are going to help you to achieve that. So it's already 5:31. Any other final questions or comments? Because I know you have to get ready for your class. Some of you probably have other things going on, final exam in the other class or anything. So all the best for your presentations for this class. And if you have anything else going on in other classes, all the best for that as well. So final comments, final questions?
I just thank you, and we still think about you and you and your family in this particular time. So
Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you.
keep the faith. You're welcome.
All right. So I'll see you in the class in a little bit. Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.